It's a pleasure to introduce Alex Redpath, Councillor in Lisburn, who is also Chairman of the Ulster Unionist Young Unionist Council. Alex led the last campaign, bringing 12 new Ulster Unionist young councillors into the new super councils. He was centrally involved in getting the biggest return of young Unionist councillors into the super councils in history. I'd like to welcome him. Thank you very much.
Fellow Unionists, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak to you today. I would also like to thank you for your continued presence and your continued support for this cause. Sadly, this speech coincides with yet another disastrous decision by the Parades Commission. Yet again, the Parades Commission have got it wrong. This was supposed to be a church parade held on a Sunday to commemorate the signing of the Ulster Solemn League and Covenant in September 1912. But this was too much for the discredited Parades Commission, who have dug themselves into a hole and who just keep digging, seemingly incapable of finding a way out. This is despite the voices of reason sent to their table by the Unionist political parties. The right to freely assemble and to parade is fundamental in a liberal democracy. It is so key that it was included in the European Convention on Human Rights. As an elected Unionist politician and a practicing solicitor, I know that Republicans aren't slow to quote the European Convention when it suits them. And with rights come responsibilities. The people of this area have proven that they are reasonable and responsible. They want to be good neighbours and they want a long-term solution. Historically, a number of routes in Belfast City have been given up. 40 years ago, there were parades on the Grosvenor and Antrim roads from Carlisle Circus. And we can add to this the Ormer Road. Parades have been scaled down. Music has been changed so that only hymns are played in certain areas or on certain stretches of roads. Single drum beats are heard as a mark of respect from an organisation that is showing single-mindedness and strict discipline. The loyal orders don't seek to offend anyone. They simply seek their basic human right to parade peacefully, lawfully and respectfully. We also accept that others have the right to object, to stand and protest, but we fundamentally reject their use of the threat of violence to get what they want. Sadly, the Parades Commission have failed in their basic duty to stand up for what is right and what is fair. Instead, they have shamefully wilted in the face of repeated instances of Republican violence in the Ardoyne, first restricting and then banning the return route of these marches. In a foolish and dangerous step, they have shown that violence pays, and they have sent out a terrible message that the rights of peaceful marchers can be undermined by violent protests. If a shared future is to mean anything, then it must begin in the present. The area in which we stand suffered grievously during the Troubles. This area has the right to ask where its share of the peace dividend is. We live in a divided society, and it is right to expect the powers that be to take this into account when they are governing. As you know only too well, this is not the case with the Parades Commission and their determinations in this part of the world. If a shared future is to mean anything, it must begin in the present, and we can begin by sharing a stretch of road in North Belfast. My party leader has made it clear that the issues which divide unionism are less important than the issues that unite us. The Ulster Unionist Party can be trusted to do what's right for Northern Ireland, to put country first and petty political interests second. We will do what's right for the country, and in this case the right thing is for unionism to stand united. We did it this summer, and we delivered one of the most peaceful summers in recent memory, and this sent a powerful message which was heard and understood by the nationalist people, the Republican community, the government of the United Kingdom and other governments. Some were disappointed, even dismayed at our discipline. Our message is simple. The Unionist people of Northern Ireland are loyal, lawful and tolerant, even in the face of massive and unprovoked provocation. And together we can deliver good things for everyone. So my message to our neighbours and government is simple. Be reasonable. Look at the law. Look at the facts. Look into your hearts. Put your hands up and admit you were wrong. A week ago, we were celebrating the result of the Scottish referendum, a victory for common sense. I leave you with two messages from this referendum. The first is that it explodes the Sinn Féin myth that geography is destiny. We are a complex set of peoples on these islands, and Sinn Féin can no longer promote their message of two islands, two countries. It proves that Sinn Féin speak with a forked tongue when they claim that this island should be one country and there should be at least two countries on the island off our shore. The other point in this debate is that Scottish independence forced the main political parties in London into a rare show of Unionist unity. The Conservatives, Labour and the Liberal Democrats all came out in favour of maintaining the union of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. Let's build on this to our advantage. Tomorrow, the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland makes her speech at the annual Conservative Conference. Tomorrow is Ulster Day, and I call upon Theresa Villiers to use that speech to tell us she is giving us an independent investigation into parading in North Belfast. It is the only way to break the deadlock. The Belfast Telegraph support it, even the Parades Commission. See, it makes sense. History, tradition and human rights are on our side. I call on Theresa Villiers to acknowledge and respect that tomorrow. Let them home. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen.
God save our gracious Queen. Long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save